If you'll allow me, let me to go on a little rant. And this isn't just so that I can hear myself talk. I want to share with you so that you can get to know me a little bit better and you can understand what is motivating me to make these videos. I have several motivations, one being my family and providing for them, hopefully with some income down the road that this will generate. And two, I want to help people get their lives back on track. I want to help people become better financially so that their life is better. Life is not all about money, but money does help you enjoy the trip. And something that gets me all riled up faster than just about anything is when people start talking about their credit score, how to build your credit score, or how to get the best credit card or get the credit card points. Because it is leading people into a false sense of accomplishment. If you have an 850 credit score, then you probably think, I'm doing good. I am making great choices. I don't need to change my behavior. I don't need to change my habits. I don't need to change my spending because according to the 3 credit agencies, I am making all the right choices. Look, I have the highest credit score you can get. I am very credit worthy. Having a high credit score does not mean you're making good financial choices. Having a high credit score myself does not mean I'm making good financial choices. I could have an 850 credit score, and on paper, I could look like I am doing wonderfully. But if you look at my life from day to day, I might be as stressed out as I can possibly be. I might be working myself to the bone because I'm trying to make all the minimum payments and all the debts that I have, and I'm stressed and I'm anxious and I can't sleep and I'm fighting with my wife and I'm not spending time with my kids and I am on the verge of filing for bankruptcy. But I could have an 850 credit score. Or I could have an 850 credit score and have 10 rental properties, all but one of which are paid off. And I could be making $10,000 a month in passive income from those rental properties. And I could be spending time with my wife and children, and we could be going on trips and just enjoying life. That 850 credit score could be the same whether I am about to file bankruptcy or whether I am living a very comfortable life. And I've had this very same conversation with someone who's pretty close to me. And they are convinced that they can look at their credit score and say, look, I must be making good choices because I have a high credit score. And yet, there's no investment for the future. They are at near retirement age. They have nothing set aside to take them through their final years of life. And so they've spent 20, 30 years with this great credit score and they have nothing to show for it. And it's so, I'm not mad at that person for doing that. What I am is very sad for them, very disappointed that they've spent their whole life really basing their financial status on the lie of if I have a good credit score, I'm doing something good. And that is not the case. And so we get all caught up in talking about good debt versus bad debt. Do I pay off my balance in full every month? I got a credit card rewards so that I can go and eat out once a month, or I got me a free set of tickets. And all people are talking about is their spending habits. That's all it's showing. It's if you get a good rewards from your credit cards, that means you spend a lot of money. And that might be valid for you to do so. If you're running a construction business and you're running, $10, $15, $20,000 at Home Depot every month, well, yeah, you're going to get a good reward from that. And sure, if you want to take advantage of that, be my guest. But the rewards that you're getting are simply a sign of how much money you're spending. It doesn't say if that money spent is good or money spent is bad. In this case, that means you probably got a lot of work. You're probably making a lot of profit. You're probably employing people. And awesome, fantastic. But the credit card reward has nothing to do with whether it's good or bad. It just means you spent a lot of money. And so focus on the other aspects of your life. Don't focus on the credit score. Don't look at the credit score and think that you're doing something good. If you've got a really bad credit score, that's probably an indication that you're making some poor decisions. That's a little bit easier to identify. But it's those people that are striving to get to this good credit score that it's really preventing them, in many cases, from making the decisions that actually will benefit their life. Let me give you another example of this, how this kind of bothers me. I've got some people who've told me that they're really good at saving, that they save better than anyone else in their family. And so when they're telling me that, they're saying that they don't really need to learn about anything else financial-wise, personal finance-wise, because they've already got it in control. They can save more than anyone else they know. They don't spend all their money. Here's the problem. The money gets saved, yes, for a period of time. Maybe it's a few weeks, maybe it's a few months, maybe it's a year. And they build up this savings account, but then what do they do with it? They spend it. They make a big purchase. They buy a truck, or they go on a trip, or whatever, and the end result is they have no money in their bank account, and the rest of the people who weren't saving money have no money in their bank account. Once again, that's a false sense of where you're at financially and the decisions that you're making financially. So, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully this is an insight into my life a little bit. I want you to do better than you're doing today. If you're doing great, if you're making all the good choices, if you're happy where you are today, and you're happy where your life is headed financially speaking, and if the finances are helping propel the other areas of your life, your physical health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, your mental health, your relationship with your friends and families, then great. Maybe you don't need to watch these videos. But if there's any area of your life that needs work, more than likely, having a better grasp, a better understanding of how finances affect your life will be able to enable you to improve in that other area of your life. Please understand, I am passionate about this. And I hope that someday in the future, someone will make a comment on this video and say, I started watching you 6 months ago, a year ago, and I have to tell you, Caleb, my life has been changed because I started to make the decisions that you've been talking about in your videos to take control of my own life and not let it be controlled by someone else and by someone else's scores of my finances. And let me tell you, Caleb, we're doing really well. I was able to cut my hours at my job from 60 hours a week to 35 hours a week, and now I can spend some time with my kids that I feel like I've really been neglecting for the last 6 months. So thank you, Caleb. Thank you for the videos you're making. That is what is motivating me to keep doing this, is that someone somewhere will be impacted for the better for what I have to say. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me rant a little bit. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. Write it in the comments. Until next time, take care.